You guys really liked that last thrift haul video that I did, so I decided to make another one for you today. Some of these are things that I just forgot to add into the last video, and others are things that I bought specifically for this video, from either our local charity shops or thrift stores for my American viewers, or from secondhand sites like Vinted. Either way, I found some pretty cool stuff, so without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to start us off with another new Sindy piece, and by new I mean secondhand on Vinted for £2.50. I have seen some in better condition than this, but none for £2.50. And also, I really don't mind the condition that it's in. It does have some marks and some staining and scuffs and whatnot. However, I personally don't mind that at all because I really enjoy fixing and cleaning and making these things sort of new again or giving them a new lease on life. And things like this stain, which probably won't be removable, make these sorts of things really good candidates for a repaint. So overall, I'm really happy with this. It's nice to have another style of Sindy chair. There is a sofa that went with this originally, and another one of these chairs, so I shall keep a lookout for those in the future. But like the ones I showed in the last video, it's this sort of squishy, almost rubber duck-like vinyl material, and I have given it a bit of a cursory clean-up just for hygiene purposes, but I am going to do another video where I show you how I'm going to get rid of these marks and stains and make it look nice and new. Next up, we have another Sindy item, which I bought from the same seller for £2.50 again. And as you can see, this is a toilet. I really needed a doll toilet for my rooms and dioramas. I don't have any, and I really don't like when they are pink because it's just a lot of painting to be done. So I went with this blue Sindy one, and this is also from the 70s, like the chair. And there are some marks on it, which I did have a go at removing just with the usual kind of methods. However, you know, they aren't removable, and I may be able to remove them with acetone, but because of the type of hard plastic this is, acetone will actually melt this. It's similar to how you can't use acetone on doll bodies, like you can use it on their heads. The chair would be fine with acetone, as I'll be demonstrating in the video where I clean it up. However, I don't really have a huge amount of choice but to paint over the staining, and quite frankly, I don't mind that because blue toilets, not the most common. The next thing I have is not a furniture item, but it is a Bratz guitar. One of my doll characters is a musician, actually several of them are, but he's the one that has the most guitars displayed. So I just picked this up. This was £1 on Vinted, and I really like how detailed it is. I like that all the are they called frets? Sorry, I'm not very up to date on my guitar lingo. However, I really like the little details and the broken hearts here, and it might be a little bit underscaled. My male dolls are mostly on Ever After High boy bodies, so it'll probably be a little bit underscaled, but I think as a background kind of ornamental piece or to go on a wall potentially, I think it can work really well. Now, these next things I found in our local charity shop, and they were 40p each, and I just thought that I could use them as sort of clutter in a doll space. These are just going to go on some little shelves and things for my male dolls that collect model cars and things like that. I also have this motorcycle, which is a bit less convincing, but I still think is pretty cute, and the wheels really turn, and for 40 pence I can't complain. And then finally, I just have this little teddy bear keychain, and I'm going to take off the keychain part and remove the little loop on his head and paint him up to look like a proper little teddy bear. Now, these next few items are not technically intended for dolls. However, I would highly recommend looking in the jewellery box section when you're thrifting for doll items, because as you can see with this one, it looks just like a chest of drawers for a Barbie. And I really love that it's real wood and, you know, it's nice and sturdy, all the drawers work. And I personally grew up with a 1/12 scale doll's house, so most of my little doll furniture items were wooden, apart from the Sylvanian families / calico critters stuff. But the majority of the things that I had when I was little were wooden, and so I really miss having them freely available because it's just so realistic, and it doesn't happen often on 1/6 scale that things are made from real wood. So I really enjoyed that aspect, and I really like finding things that aren't intended for dolls and using them for dolls. So I may wind up giving this one a repaint. I'm not entirely certain yet. I am going to try and remove this little hello decal here because that's not the most realistic thing. But for £3 for these, I really cannot complain again, and I'm really happy with them. This next item is another jewellery box. Apologies, it is quite dusty because it has only just arrived in the post from Vinted. This one was £2 again, and I thought it could work really nicely as like a doll wardrobe or closet. I don't know, do you use the word wardrobe in America? I'm going to need to check that. However, it is a nice little closet. It's such a pretty little door with these flower details, and I believe that this originally had drawers inside. However, I don't mind that they're missing because now I can use them as shelving. I'll just put my little car there, and you can see that it'll be nice as a little display piece in one of my dioramas. Like I said, this one hasn't been dusted or anything yet. It also needs a little bit of sanding because we have some marks and scuffs and things here. And it may need some repainting potentially. I'm not quite certain exactly what I'm going to do with this one yet. Inside here, it closes with a magnet, and it has this little carousel thing which is for hanging necklaces on, so that you can reach all the way around them. And it did originally have a mirror in the back, but the fact that it isn't there is no odds to me because I'd rather use this as a kind of cupboard. So it might need a little bit of work to make it fit into my 1/6 scale world. However, I am very pleased, and again, £2, not bad. Here is the last of the jewellery boxes, and this one is very similar to the last one but in significantly better condition. And this one I was super duper pleased to find in a local charity shop. I went in there looking for jewellery boxes like this, and to be honest, our charity shops do not often have many things that I can use. However, I was just so pleased to find this. I actually got it on camera, and it was £3, and it is, like I said, in really good condition. This one does still have the mirror, and it also has these little ring pillow type parts and the little carousel part at the top. I really love the detailing once again on the glass door. I've cleaned this one up so it's not dusty, and we have all the little drawers which are all lined with this kind of velvety material. And again, I just think this will look really nice as sort of a chest of drawers wardrobe hybrid in the background of a doll room. I'm really hopeful that it will translate well into that. And yeah, I'm just really happy to have found it. So if you like the look of those, and like me, you're always on the hunt for non-doll items that you can use in your dioramas, I would definitely highly recommend looking at the jewellery box sections on secondhand marketplaces and in your local secondhand stores. This next one is for those of you who, like me, have some anxiety over the surprise element of mini brands. However, you still really want the things inside of them. So what I like to do is go onto secondhand marketplaces like Vinted or eBay and check if there is anyone selling their duplicates. And there are usually a lot of people selling their duplicates. So here I have a pre-opened Mini Brands fashion capsule, so I know exactly what I'm getting. And if you aren't aware, Mini Brands Mini Fashion makes these adorable tiny little handbags. I just really love the quality of these. They are all fabric, they are sewn. This one in particular is lined inside. They have real hardware and they hang a lot more naturally than other Barbie bags because they have proper little hooks and eyes and things. And yeah, they're just so realistic, and it's really useful if you don't want to waste too much money on duplicates to check out the secondhand market and see if you can complete your collections that way. These also come with a few little added extras, and for this bag I got these. First of all, we have these tiny little miniature sunglasses with proper transparent lenses and also real tiny hinges for the arms, which I really love. These probably won't fit any of my custom dolls because I like to work with Monster High Heads and Ever After High Heads. However, I do know that they'll fit a standard Barbie, and also I just think that they'll look really nice as background clutter in my dioramas. Next up we have this, which I believe is a lip gloss. It does come out of its little case, and it's probably quite substantially too large for 1/6 scale. It may be better suited for like an 18-inch doll or a smart doll, or maybe like a 1/4 BJD if you have those. I don't have any of those, so I probably don't have much use for this. However, I'm sure I can find something to do with it. And the final thing that I am probably most excited about is this tiny little eyeshadow palette. And that is going to be really cute to go on the dressing table that I showed you in our last video. Finally, we have the collector's guide and also the little sticker that comes with it, which is actually the same as the purse that I got. And a lot of people don't find much use for these. However, I like to take these stickers off and put them on a little square of foam board at a better 90-degree kind of angle. And one of my characters is very into fashion and pink, so I think this will make some nice wall art in the background of maybe her dressing room or bedroom or something along those lines. Last but by no means least, we have the capsule itself, which can come in super handy. It isn't often that you actually get a proper plastic sphere that you can use for crafts, so this is just very useful, and I would recommend keeping it for use with other crafts in the future. Now, this next one might kind of be considered cheating because I didn't actually buy this secondhand. However, I really just wanted to mention that if, like me, you are looking for some non-doll intended doll items, I really recommend looking at mug rugs. I've inserted some pictures here of mug rugs that I found on Vinted, and they are basically coasters that are made to look like tiny little tufted rugs. And there are so many cute designs and so many people selling them handmade on Vinted, and I was super tempted to get one or even a couple. However, I actually found a punch needle in my craft supplies that I didn't know I had. So I decided to try my hand at making my own. It's quite a lot more boring than a lot of the ones I just showed you, and definitely not the neatest on the back. However, I really like how it turned out. I trimmed it so it's all nice and fluffy, and I just think it'll be a really nice little addition to a doll room. And I would highly recommend looking into either buying some secondhand if you don't feel like crafting your own, or just looking into making your own, because it was quite fun. Next we have another bag. This one is from Bratz. I think it may have been intended for the boy dolls. I really wanted to use it for my boy dolls because, you know, it's just a nice little simple kind of leather looking satchel, and it has nice little hardware pieces. It does open. It velcros in the front. All fabric, as you can see, and overall just very realistic, and I think it kind of goes with the sort of dark academia type aesthetic that one of my male dolls has. So I was very pleased to find this. I think it was on Vinted for about £1.50, so that's not bad at all, and yeah, I'm really happy with this purchase. Okay, this was really difficult to get into frame because, as you can tell, it is really large. But I am super excited to show this to you because this is the Rainbow High Pacific Coast Pool playset. And if you aren't aware, Rainbow High playsets and furniture and all their stuff basically tends to be very expensive. I don't entirely know exactly how much this set retailed for originally, but I found it secondhand on Vinted for £12. £12! I could not believe it. I usually don't pay quite that much for things. However, for an entire playset in such good condition, that is amazing. And I was just so happy to have this. I've had it for about a year, so it has collected a little bit of dust. But like I said, it is in amazing condition. And as far as I'm aware, it has all the pieces that came with it originally. We have these little deck chairs or pool chairs that are kind of slightly squishy, which I believe is the case with a lot of Rainbow High like beds and things. And it's just this nice sort of iridescent pearly white, and it has a gold base. I really like the kind of simple, classy aesthetic of this. There's no like really garish, unrealistic colours. We have a little side table here, and it's like a marble kind of tabletop, again with a gold base, and it comes with these adorable tiny little drinks. I think I would usually refer to these as like cocktails, but I'm pretty sure the Rainbow High characters are in high school. So mocktails, maybe, might be the phrase. Then we have a little umbrella that does come apart. It does fit onto a little peg on the stand there, and it can be deconstructed to be stored easier. And I won't put it up because in all honesty, I'm quite superstitious and I have pretty bad OCD. So you'll just have to believe me when I say that this can go up. Then, of course, we have these palm trees in the back. There are 2 of them, and they also come apart to be stored easier, but they are really nice and realistic. I have considered giving them a tiny bit of a repaint, just doing some dry brushed kind of shading on them potentially, but they're fine as they are for the most part. Then, of course, we have the pool itself, which is obviously plastic and completely waterproof. So you could, in theory, fill this up with water if you so wished. And then we have some pool steps at the back and a nice gold railing. And then this kind of, I guess, like a bar area, which is marble again. Well, not real marble, obviously, but made to look like marble. It has little spaces for the drinks. I think these are made for other, I think a lot of Rainbow High dolls come with like a water bottle. Is that true? Am I thinking of G3 Monster High? I'm not sure, but I know that in the Rainbow High doll's house, the really huge one, it came with lots of little water bottles that were themed after each character. So I think these peg holes are specifically for them, but the little mocktails that come with it do fit inside. And then we have these little chairs, which could really be used for lots of things. I might also use them in my doll kitchen around the like breakfast bar area that I've made. And they are that kind of pearlescent white, like the deck chairs are, with gold arms and legs. And then the final feature of this playset is it lights up. I don't know how well you can see that, but it lights up with a button on the top here, and when you press it, it changes colours. I do think this would be a lot more impressive looking if there was water in here, but for the purposes of this demonstration, I'll just show you as it is. And we have all the rainbow colours. This one's probably my favourite. I think it would look really nice in like a dark kind of night pool scene. And that is the whole playset. Again, I was super pleased to find this. I really thought it would be the only one I ever saw that was that cheap. However, I've actually come across so many that are the same price or a similar price, or actually even less. I saw one for £8 last week. So if you are looking for this, definitely check secondhand. So many more people are selling it for reasonable prices than you would ever expect, considering how much it was originally. So that is going to be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, I would very much appreciate a like, and if you feel so inclined, comment down below which of these thrift finds was your favourite, and let me know if you've ever found anything similar on your own thrifting travels. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time, where we will be making over and cleaning up some of today's finds. Bye!